So it is official. The Rams are set to move off of Cooper Kupp. Cooper Kupp posted this on X. Quote, I was informed that the team will be seeking a trade immediately and will be working with me and my family to find the right place to continue competing for championships. I don't agree with the decision and always believed it was going to begin and end in LA. So, not really a shocking move at all. There were a lot of trade talks prior to this year's past trade deadline that he was going to get moved. But, I mean, come on, man. At this point in Cooper Kupp's career, he's always been an injury-prone player, and he has 2 years remaining on his contract, and he's set to make $30 million a year. So, that's a lot of money for Cooper Kupp. That's a lot of money for a guy that's just always banged up, and definitely not in his prime anymore. So, I think it is a good move from the Rams' perspective, absolutely. Clearing up a lot of cap from that perspective. Now, I don't know what the market is going to look like for Cooper Kupp exactly, but if there are desperate teams that need a wide receiver, I feel like they will definitely be interested. But man, that contract is just really, it's too rich for me. It's way, way too rich for me where he's at right now, just with his health. But his overall stats with the Rams, 634 catches, 7,776 yards, and 57 touchdowns. Definitely an elite run, especially in 2021. He just went completely off that year. But you let me know if you think the Rams are making the right decision or not. I just think the Rams could definitely just add more pieces to that defense, really make it an elite defense with Jared Verse. I think that would definitely be the move. Like, you have Puka, Tutu Atwell is a fine receiver. I feel like whoever Sean McVay gets on his offense, I feel like he could make it work with whomever. So, again, $30 million a year for Cooper Kupp right now, insanity. So, I think it's a good move. Let me know if you agree. Now, it's funny. I see a lot of people on X predicting on where he's going to go. I see the Bills. I see the Patriots. I see the Steelers. Man, okay. First of all, if you're the Patriots right now, I don't think Cooper Kupp really aligns with your timeline right now. The Patriots are basically a rebuilding team right now. They're starting from the ground up, and Cooper Kupp is on his last legs, if he has any legs left. So I feel like the best move is for him to go to a championship caliber team. So if you're a Patriots fan, I just don't see why you'd be interested in $30 million a year for Cooper Kupp. I get it. You need weapons for Drake May, but there's T. Higgins out there. There's this year's draft. I just wouldn't be interested in that at all. Mike Vrabel is also interested in acquiring A.J. Brown. Will the Eagles get rid of him? Not sure, but I'm sure he'll have talks with them at the scouting combine. So if you're a Patriots fan, chill out. I think they'll address the wide receiver room in other ways. Could he go to the Buffalo Bills? I mean, that's not a bad move, man. That's not a bad move. It's just, I don't know, to play up there in the cold, it's a lot harder on the body, and Cooper Kupp's already a banged up dude. I just don't see him lasting that long in those conditions and in Buffalo. I don't know if he would be available or even efficient, up there in the cold weather come January or late December. I could be wrong, but I just don't think that's a good move for him. And the Steelers as well, who's your QB? I know you have George Pickens. To pair him with another wide receiver would be cool, but they have no QB, so I don't really like that move either for both parties. Green Bay is also another team that's being floated out there. Maybe. I mean, you have Christian Watson, who's already an injury-prone receiver, to add another one for insurance. But again, man, $30 million is just crazy. I really don't see a lot of great fits for him, in my opinion. I mean, you could throw him with Terry McLaurin in Washington. That's not bad. That's not bad at all, because the Commanders are in their Super Bowl window, believe it or not. Jaden is on his rookie deal, so you really have to take advantage and add weapons around him. So I guess the Commanders and Cooper Kupp would make sense. I don't see him going to the Raiders. I do also like him going to the Chargers. I don't know how they would facilitate that trade. And that's another thing about the Cooper Kupp contract trade dilemma. The Rams probably aren't going to get a lot back for him. Like maybe a fifth, maybe a fourth. Honestly, like I wouldn't be surprised if it was like a sixth and a fifth, or like a sixth and that's it. Because I know he's an elite player. I know he was an elite player, and I still feel like he could be good for certain spots in an NFL regular season and potentially playoffs, but you just can't rely on him at all, man. And who knows, they might end up cutting him if they don't find a trade partner. And if they do end up cutting him, I like him with the 49ers just because he would be highly, highly motivated. And I just feel like in his position, I'm sure he's already pissed off that he is getting traded. But for him to get revenge potentially twice a year if he was a Niner, I think he'd be extra, extra motivated, and I feel like he needs that. I feel like he needs all the fire he can get. And another team, why not Kansas City? Like, seriously. Why not? Obviously, they wouldn't trade for him, but if he's a free agent, that's a possibility. Maybe the Lions as well. Again, if he's a free agent, there's no way they would take on 30 mil for Cooper Kupp. But yeah, man, some possibilities for sure. It's just, if I'm a team, if I'm a GM, I just can't really justify, sending a draft pick and acquiring him for 30 mil a year. Maybe the Rams might eat some of that money on the deal. That would definitely be helpful, and that definitely would open up a lot more possibilities. But if I really had to choose one team where it just makes a lot of sense for both parties, I think the Washington Commanders probably makes the most sense. Everyone else, I don't really see it. I just don't really see it. Maybe the Niners if he gets cut, but I don't think the Rams would allow that to happen. Maybe the Chiefs. I don't know, man. I've been a fan of Cooper Kupp, but he's just not that guy anymore. He was a hell of a player, Super Bowl MVP, but always been injury prone, and he just didn't look great at all this past year. You never know. He could turn around. He could be super fired up, but the body's the body, and there's a lot of tread on those tires. And if it's worn out, it's worn out. There's not much you could do. It's a full contact sport. It's football, man. Hoping the best for him. Hope he goes to a championship caliber team and has one last hoorah, but we'll have to see. Let me know where you think he'll end up and where do you want him to go. Curious about all that. If you made this far, please subscribe and like the vid. It'd help out your boy a ton. That's all I got for right now. Peace.
Yeah, they've done everything right to stop the running game, Jim. What have they done? They've shown a lot of toughness. They have good speed on the defensive side. They're aggressive, but most of all, they've shown tremendous discipline. Good job by the defense. They're well-taught, well-schooled by the defensive coordinator. They know in situations like this, if it's thrown short of the first down marker, they're good. They come up, make the tackle. Now we have fourth down. The kick is good. First down, pressure on every snap now from the gun. And a flag is down.
Holding offense.
The defense accepts the penalty. Now on first down, every snap crucial the rest of the way. Dropping back now into the shotgun. And this goes incomplete as he was looking over the middle.
The Jets will need to get to about the 38 on this drive before they can even factor in a field goal opportunity. The Patriots with 2 extra defensive backs in the dime. Out of the shotgun. 2 hands on the football and has the catch.
Nice catch by the receiver, but it still doesn't get a first down.
3rd and long, a big spot here as they trail late. The Jets might be looking at the scoreboard and thinking, uh-oh, not again, as they trail in another tight game, partner.
Well, I'm going to do a little teaching right here. Don't look at the scoreboard. Just focus on the play that's coming up. Just do your job. If you do that, you'll have a chance to find a way to win.
The Patriots with a nickel look here on defense. Takes it from the gun. Decker has the ball.